The All Blacks are reeling from yet another heartbreaking loss, and head coach Scott Robertson is doubling down on his loyalty to his coaching crew. Is this unwavering support a sign of true leadership, or could it be masking deeper issues that threaten New Zealand Rugby's future dominance? Let's dive into the latest chapter of this rugby saga. In a match that highlighted the All Blacks' ongoing struggles, England clinched a well-deserved 33-19 victory at Twickenham earlier this month. For those new to the sport, Twickenham is London's iconic rugby stadium, and a Grand Slam in rugby means sweeping all matches in a series without defeat, something the All Blacks were chasing before this setback. England's relentless 25-point scoring spree after conceding early tries to stars like Lester Fainga'anuku and Codie Taylor dashed those dreams and laid bare the team's familiar weaknesses under pressure. This wasn't just a one-off. It was the third loss for the All Blacks this year, painting a pattern of vulnerability that fans and analysts can't ignore. But here's where it gets controversial. Is this string of collapses a temporary blip or evidence of systemic flaws? Just a week prior, at Murrayfield Stadium in Edinburgh, the All Blacks allowed Scotland to rack up 17 unanswered points before a heroic comeback led by Damian McKenzie salvaged a narrow win. Digging deeper, earlier defeats tell a similar story. 20 consecutive points conceded to Argentina in Buenos Aires and a staggering 36 points in one half to South Africa in Wellington, marking a record loss for the team. These aren't mere statistics. They represent moments where the All Blacks, renowned for their resilience, seemed to crumble when the heat turned up. Amid preparations for their final test match of the year against Wales in Cardiff, Robertson took to an online session with New Zealand media to staunchly defend his assistants, Scott Hansen, Jason Ryan, and Jason Holland. Hansen and Ryan are locked into 2-year contracts, while Holland, the architect behind the team's attack strategies, who previously led the Hurricanes, has announced he won't renew his deal beyond this tour. Robertson himself is committed until 2027. When pressed on his confidence in the group, Robertson was unequivocal. "Of course I do," he declared. He praised their incredible work ethic and their grasp of the demands of international rugby, often called test footy in the sport. "We invest considerable effort to equip our players with the stamina and skills needed for this elite level," he explained. "We'll certainly revisit and refine our approach." And this is the part most people miss: these subtle hints of uncertainty. Robertson remained tight-lipped on whether Holland will be replaced, especially given the shock departure of former assistant Leon MacDonald last year. MacDonald resigned amid disagreements over coaching styles with Robertson. And notably, his role wasn't filled. With Holland's exit looming, questions arise about the appeal of joining the All Black staff. Could the recent turmoil be deterring top talent? As tradition dictates, the All Blacks management will conduct a thorough year-end review, incorporating insights from external experts to dissect the season's highs and lows. Shifting into a defensive posture, Robertson fielded a loaded question about whether his team has improved, worsened, or plateaued under his guidance. His record stands at 7 losses against 19 wins, a solid 73% success rate. But he focused on the positives. "It's a biased query," he noted. "We haven't capitalized on our chances, despite generating plenty of opportunities. Effort wasn't the issue. Our internal metrics show the players are pushing hard. And that's a source of pride. We just need to convert those moments more effectively." He added poignantly, "It's the execution failures that really hurt." For beginners wondering about rugby's structure, test matches are the highest level, pitting national teams against each other. and they're where reputations are made or broken. The All Blacks' issues under duress might stem from a young squad and a leadership core that's not fully stepping up. Of the starters against England, players like loose forward Simon Parker and Peter Lakai, centre Billy Proctor, right wing Leroy Carter, and left wing Fayanganuku have each played 10 or fewer tests. Parker and Carter are rookies at this international stage. Even lock Fabian Holland, sidelined by illness and replaced by Josh Lord, also at 11 tests, has just 11 caps, with Sam Derry adding 8 from the bench. But here's the twist that sparks debate. With seasoned veterans like Captain Scott Barrett, 88 tests, Vice-Captains Codie Taylor, 107, and Ardie Savea, 106, plus the legendary Beauden Barrett, 144. Why isn't their experience shielding the team from these growing pains? It's puzzling. Perhaps the younger players are overshadowing the leadership, or maybe the veterans are struggling to adapt to a new era. This lack of consistent progress is glaring, especially with the Rugby World Cup in Australia just 23 months away and a tough South African tour next August on the calendar. The All Blacks must evolve rapidly to avoid repeating past disappointments. When confronted with anecdotal concerns from fans about World Cup prospects, given the team's form over the past 2 years, Robertson responded thoughtfully. First off, our squad is deeply passionate about wearing the black jersey. We tirelessly strive to embody warriors on the pitch and champions off it. That unity is crucial. He acknowledged the pain of unfulfilled efforts. We haven't achieved the wins we fought for, and it affects us just as much as it does the supporters. On the backing from New Zealand Rugby chairman David Kirk, a 1987 World Cup winner himself, Robertson shared, "He's straightforward and pragmatic, which is what you'd expect. He's incredibly supportive and values the connections within the team." So what do you think? Is Robertson's faith in his coaching staff a vote of confidence we should admire, or a risky gamble that ignores the need for fresh blood? Could the All Blacks' confidence, inexperience be excused as part of rebuilding, or is it a red flag for World Cup ambitions? Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you agree with Holland's decision to step away, or believe this team has untapped potential? Let's discuss.